Imagine a creature towering at over 8 feet tall, covered in hair, and leaving footprints twice the size of a human's. This isn't a creature from a fantasy novel, but a creature many believe walks among us, Bigfoot. Now, let's paint a more detailed picture of this beast. Picture a hulking figure standing at an intimidating height of over 8 feet. From head to toe, it's covered in rough, shaggy hair that ranges in color from dark brown to auburn. Its eyes are said to hold an intense, almost human-like gaze. And its footprints, well, they're massive, nearly twice the size of an average human's. Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is often depicted as a cross between a human and an ape. It's said to possess immense strength and agility, with the ability to move silently through the dense forests it calls home. And those homes, they're usually remote, untouched wilderness areas, with sightings most frequently reported in the Pacific Northwest of the United States and Canada. But Bigfoot isn't just a figure of North American folklore. Similar creatures appear in stories and legends from cultures around the world, from the Yeti of the Himalayas to the Yowie of Australia. Despite the different names and slight variations in appearance, these creatures all share a common thread. They're massive, elusive, and have a knack for avoiding definitive proof of their existence. Over the years, Bigfoot has staked its claim in popular culture. From movies and TV shows to books and video games, this mythical beast has captured our collective imagination, inspiring fear, curiosity, and in some cases even admiration. And yet, despite countless sightings and stories, Bigfoot remains shrouded in mystery. Is it a relic from our prehistoric past, a yet undiscovered species, or simply a figment of our imagination? The debate rages on, but where did this mythical creature originate from? To uncover that, we must travel back in time. The story of Bigfoot isn't a recent phenomenon. Its roots are far deeper, embedded in the ancient folklore of the indigenous people of North America. Our journey begins with the indigenous tribes who have inhabited North America for thousands of years. They had a deep connection with the land and the creatures that roamed it, which was often reflected in their folklore. Among these stories, there were tales of a large, hairy, man-like creature that lived in the wilderness. This creature was known by different names among different tribes. The Lummi people referred to it as Tsemeques, while the Spokane tribe called it Shweneti, and so forth. These folk tales painted the creature as somewhat of a spiritual being, often associated with the forest and the creatures within it. It was not seen as a monster, but rather a guardian of nature, a symbol of the wilderness that was untamed and unspoiled. As generations passed, these tales were shared and retold, evolving as they spread through different regions. Elements were added, others were forgotten, but the essence of the creature remained the same. It was a being of the wilderness, elusive, powerful, and somewhat mysterious. With the arrival of settlers in North America, these indigenous stories started to merge with the newcomers' own tales and fears of the unknown wilderness. Over time, the image of the creature began to change. It became larger, more menacing, and more mysterious. The name Bigfoot started to be used, inspired by the large footprints that the creature was said to leave behind. As the tales of Bigfoot spread and evolved, so did the fascination with this mythical creature. It was no longer just an element of indigenous folklore, but a legend that captured the imagination of people far and wide. It became a symbol of the vast, unexplored wilderness that still existed in North America, a reminder of the mysteries that the land still held. From ancient folklore to modern myth, the legend of Bigfoot has indeed come a long way. But how did it become so popular in contemporary times? The 20th century saw a surge in Bigfoot sightings, turning this mythical creature into a cultural phenomenon. The timeline of Bigfoot's rise to fame is populated with intriguing incidents and tales, but none as noteworthy as the Patterson-Gimlin film of 1967. This infamous footage, shot by Roger Patterson and Robert Gimlin, purportedly showed a Bigfoot in broad daylight, striding along a creek in Northern California. The grainy one-minute film became a sensation, sparking widespread debate and fascination. The creature in the film, with its hulking form and long, swinging arms, fit the description of Bigfoot perfectly, or so many believed. Of course, the film's authenticity has been a subject of controversy. Skeptics argue the figure could be a person in a suit, while others insist it provides the best evidence yet of Bigfoot's existence. Regardless of the truth, the film catapulted Bigfoot from a regional myth into a global phenomenon. The mid to late 20th century also saw a rise in Bigfoot's presence in popular culture. Movies, books, and television shows began featuring the creature, often portraying it as a misunderstood giant living on the fringes of human civilization. This media portrayal further entrenched the Bigfoot myth in the public consciousness, making it a staple of American folklore. Even advertisements jumped on the Bigfoot bandwagon. Who can forget the Jack Link's beef jerky commercials of the early 21st century, where Bigfoot, or messin' with Sasquatch as they called it, was a recurring character? The rise of Bigfoot in the 20th century was a fascinating blend of genuine belief, media hype, and commercial exploitation. The creature that had once lurked in the shadows of Pacific Northwest forests was now a pop culture icon, its image recognized worldwide. The legend of Bigfoot was now firmly entrenched in popular culture. But is there any truth to these stories, or is it all just a myth? Scene script. Science has always been at odds with myths and legends. So what does it have to say about Bigfoot? In a world where we can map the human genome and send probes to Mars, the existence of an elusive, hairy, bipedal creature may seem outlandish. Yet the Bigfoot phenomenon has intrigued scientists and researchers for decades. Over the years, numerous studies and investigations have been conducted, aiming to either validate or debunk the existence of this mythical beast. DNA tests have been performed on supposed Bigfoot hair samples, footprint casts have been analyzed, and countless hours have been spent in the wilderness, hoping to catch a glimpse of the creature. Some of these studies claim to provide compelling evidence. For instance, certain footprint casts showed dermal ridges similar to those in human fingerprints, suggesting they could not have been easily faked. Other researchers point to the sheer number of sightings across different cultures and geographical locations as an indication that something must be out there. However, the scientific community largely remains skeptical. Many argue that the evidence provided is often inconclusive or can be explained by other natural phenomena. Those supposed Bigfoot hairs? Often, they turn out to be from bears or other known animals. Those large footprints? They could be the result of overlapping tracks from smaller animals or simple hoaxes. Pseudoscience also plays a significant role in perpetuating the Bigfoot myth. Pseudoscience is a collection of beliefs or practices mistakenly regarded as being based on the scientific method. For Bigfoot, this often involves misinterpreting or overemphasizing certain pieces of evidence, leading to incorrect conclusions. In the end, while certain pieces of evidence may suggest the possibility of Bigfoot's existence, the scientific consensus maintains that there is not enough credible evidence to prove it conclusively. While science may not fully support the existence of Bigfoot, the legend continues to thrive. But why? Despite the lack of concrete evidence, belief in Bigfoot remains strong. What drives this belief? Well, the answer is as complex as the human mind itself. Let's start with the allure of mystery. We humans are naturally drawn to the unexplained, the unexplored. It's a part of our DNA. We yearn to delve into the unknown, to uncover secrets, to solve riddles. This innate curiosity has led us to the deepest depths of the ocean and the farthest reaches of space. It's the same curiosity that fuels our fascination with Bigfoot. The idea of a giant, elusive creature hiding in the wilderness, just beyond our grasp, is irresistible. It's a mystery begging to be solved. Then there's the thrill of fear. While Bigfoot is often portrayed as a gentle giant, there's also an element of danger associated with it. The idea of a huge, powerful creature lurking in the woods, unseen, unknown, stirs a primal fear in us. This fear, strangely enough, excites us. It gives us a rush, a thrill. It makes the legend of Bigfoot all the more enticing. Finally, there's the human tendency to believe in folklore and myths. Throughout history, every culture has spun tales of mythical creatures, from dragons and unicorns to mermaids and werewolves. These stories serve many purposes. They entertain us, they educate us, they warn us, they also connect us to our past, to our ancestors, to our collective human experience. The story of Bigfoot is part of this rich tapestry of folklore. It's a modern myth that resonates with us, that captures our imagination, that keeps us wondering and questioning. Whether Bigfoot is real or not, its legend continues to captivate us, reminding us of the mysteries that still exist in our world.